you can really think about what I'm saying, and it'll start to perhaps to make a little sense to you. Now, getting back to leash and stray collar, I want you to start thinking about a leash is really an extension of your mind. So dogs are so in tune to the psychological that even before you start to pull on the leash, you know, you're already communicating. That dog, especially a dog that's holding on to a certain level of power, will start to react to authority gathering within the psychological. You'll see it. If you ever approach a dominant dog, you'll see them like their mind go into chaos, and they're into a fight or flight type of situation. Their mind's going into chaos. So even when you see fear reactions with dogs backing up, seem stressed, that's actually still part of dominance, believe it or not. But to our eye, it looks like, well, that's fear. The dog's fearful. The dog is so stressed out and is dominant that the dog's mind's going into a fight or flight type of context. And that dog is you'll see a dog go, and this is one of the contradictions I talk about, you'll see a dog act fearful one second and then try to bite you the next. You know, you think, well, that doesn't make any sense. Well, it doesn't really, because it's dominance. So the leash, and again, all I use is, I recommend you use too, is the leash and a stray collar. I mean, some of these experts have gone into these forums, and I've raised this issue, and it's unbelievable how many trainers that just get so offended by this issue, but based on feelings, not based on truth, not based on even when I break everything apart and I'll start laying everything out, all the associations and influences, and I did a case study of all the dog cases I had. I'll show all the links, and I've yet to have one trainer that adopts this type of emotional path system with conditioning actually answer any questions I have when I start breaking it all apart from them. Because they can't, because it doesn't make sense. But I show it. I show it very clearly. But anyway, the leash and stray collar, you think of it, it's a dog's response. Even before you start pulling on that leash, a dog holding on to power is going to start responding through the psychological before I even make contact with that leash. Before I even start pulling, you see a dog respond. That's the level. That's how dogs are. But the whole context here with this issue of dominance power is true, is that you can't fix a problem until you expose it, until you see it. And it's true. Power and dominance are very elusive. Your dog could be floating around your house all day long and appear fine most often, but it'll be those behavior issues that are elevating, are persistent, that are getting worse. That's a glimpse in the truth. I mean, that's linked into, that's influencing, that's where the dog's mind's going. That's a spillover effect. It's like filling a bathtub up with water. And that's what power is like. It's like turning on the taps, and by certain owners who are in a highly emotional state with their dogs, it's like turning the water on, and as the water rises, when it gets up to the very top, it spills out. Well, those behavior issues is the water spilling out of the tub. Now, to resolve the issue, you have to turn the taps off and pull the plug out. And that's exactly what my whole system is about. It's about truth, and it's hard and difficult truth, because it requires us to change how we think. It brings the focus onto us instead of the dog. The dog that's even expressing power behavior is still in a state of balance through nature, believe it or not. I mean, that's how deep it is when you start really thinking about it. But anyway, thanks again for watching the video. This issue is there's a lot to talk about, a lot to discuss. My system, I help owners understand the whole context of devices and interactions, and how all this, how to resolve the core issue of dominance and power. So again, thanks very much for watching my video. And again, I hope you're successful. Hopefully you can sit back and think a little bit about what I'm saying, and that you're able to apply it. Again, when you do this type of method, it's really important to understand that your mind is what's holding power. It's not what you're holding in your hands, it's what you're holding in your mind. But what you're holding in your hands may influence your mind in either a good way or a negative way. But the whole context is you have to, in order to expose this issue, you have to get your mind going, aligned within an authoritative state. And that doesn't mean aggressive state, that means confident, assertive state of mind. And then you have to start to apply technique. When you watch my videos on my site, you'll see me actually doing method. You see me creating these moments. And that's to create the framework. So I invite you to visit my site, watch some of my videos. If you have any questions, feel free to call me, and I'll be more than happy to answer them for you. Thank you very much.